Have you ever heard a good story that has no dramatic climax? Well, such a story is never interesting, is it? But everything becomes even more interesting when the roller coaster story is about a real person. Well, in today's video, we're gonna look at one such story. This is the amazing story of Ada Hegerberg and how she made a phenomenal comeback. Stolsmo Ada Martine Hegerberg is a professional footballer from Norway who performs as a forward for Lyon in Division 1 Feminine. Hegerberg has served Norway at both the youth and senior levels, making her senior debut in 2011. On August 25, 2016, Hegerberg received the 2016 UEFA Best Women's Player in Europe award, and she was selected BBC Women's Footballer of the Year in 2017 and in 2019. She was the first woman to win the Ballon d'Or Feminine in 2018. Not only are these accomplishments of hers enough a reason for us to celebrate her as a player, just as any other male athlete, her story is entirely amazing on its own. So without further ado, let us dive into how she got here and how an amazing comeback made everything all the more exciting. Hegerberg was born in Modal, Norway on the 10th of July 1995. This means that everything she has achieved so far, she holds a distinct record of not only accomplishing it, but also being the youngest ever to do so. She grew up in Sundalstra, where she and her older sister Andrine both played for Sundal Football. Their family relocated to Kolbotn in 2007, and the sisters eventually joined Kolbotn IL. In 2010, she made her Kolbotn debut. Raw were defeated 4-1 after she netted 3 goals with only a gap of 7 minutes in between. She ended the 2011 Top Serene season as Kolbotn's leading scorer and was named the season's Young Player of the Year while being just 16 years old. With 25 goals in 18 games, she finished first in the 2012 Top Serene. She also scored 2 goals in the 2012 Norwegian Women's Cup semi-final, when Amazon Grimstad were defeated 3-0. Around 2013, she, alongside her sister, made deals with one FFC Turbine Potsdam in Germany. The Hegerbergs came second in the 2012-13 Bundesliga in their debut season in Germany. She joined Olympique Lyonnais in the summer of 2014. In France, Hegerberg enjoyed an exceptionally well first season. She led Lyon to a 6th straight Division 1 Feminine trophy with 26 goals over 22 league matches. For the 2015-16 season, Hegerberg returned to Lyon. In Lyon's 5-0 win over rival PSG, she scored a hat-trick. Hegerberg was also the first player since Julie Morel to score a hat-trick versus PSG. With 33 goals through 21 games, Hegerberg finished the season as the league's leading scorer. Hegerberg and Lyon won the Coupe de France a week later. Lyon went on to win the UEFA Women's Champions League, completing a triple thanks to Hegerberg's 13 goals in 9 games. Hegerberg won the Ballon d'Or Feminine for the first time on December 3, 2018. Lyon thrashed Paris Saint-Germain 5-0 on April 13, 2019, with a couple of goals for Hegerberg, who put up a huge cheval effort. Lyon won the championship 10 days later. Hegerberg was instrumental in 2 out of the 3 scores in the final versus Lille OSC, capturing yet another championship. After scoring the solitary goal in the Coupe de France semi-final versus Grenoble Foot 38 during the 2019 UEFA Women's Champions League final, Hegerberg received Player of the Match honors. She claimed her position as the first ever to score thrice in a UWCL final with a hat-trick in just 16 minutes. Hegerberg had won 13 of the 15 awards available during her time with Lyon by the time the season came to an end. She became the all-time leading goal scorer in the UEFA Women's Champions League after netting her 53rd goal in her 50th game. But this was not all that had been going on for Hegerberg. All along, she had her international career going on in parallel, and there was plenty to be proud of there as well. Hegerberg represented Norway under-19 in the 2011 UEFA Women's U19 Championship at the age of 15. She was also selected for the final event, in which Norway advanced to the final. Hegerberg was a member of the Norwegian squad that advanced to the quarterfinals of the 2012 FIFA U20 Women's World Cup. In the group stage, she and Andrine produced the scores in a 2-1 victory against Canada. On November 19, 2011, she made her professional start for Norway as a sub in a 3-1 loss to Northern Ireland at Lurgan. Hegerberg made her UEFA Women's Championship debut in 2013 when she played for Norway in a 1-1 draw against Iceland. Hegerberg represented Norway in the FIFA Women's World Cup in 2015. In 3 qualification matches, she scored 3 goals, including a 2-goal effort in Norway's 3-1 victory over Ivory Coast. For her achievements, Hegerberg was considered for the Best Young Player award. Hegerberg received the 2015 Norwegian Gold Ball, which is presented to the finest player in Norway in January 2016. It had been 20 years since it had been given to a lady. Hegerberg opted to cease for the national team in the summer of 2017 as a gesture of protest against the NFF's treatment of women's football. So we know that she was more than just a footballer. She knew that she stood for a purpose, and she knew that her purpose was just as great as any man's. In fact, she missed the 2019 World Cup, refusing to join the national team despite promises of reform and some very obvious changes having been made, claiming that it was still not enough. In all this greatness, of course, there came a moment where everyone thought her career could possibly be over. Hegerberg was injured just before Lions' match against Stade de Reims on January 26, 2020. An MRI scan later revealed that she had damaged a ligament behind her knee. The club confirmed on January 28th that she'll be out for the rest of the season. Only a few weeks after the COVID-19 pandemic, the tournament was called off. This was a very tough time for Hegerberg, as she thought her career was coming to an end. There was a genuine fear that her exclusion from the season and subsequent absence from the field would hinder her future in the sport. This was not only a blow to fans, but to girls all around the world who looked up to Ada Hegerberg for inspiration. However, it turned out, luckily enough, that the COVID-19 pandemic was actually a blessing in disguise for Hegerberg. Despite the fear of her being excluded from the season, and subsequently the field, it turns out that she retained her relevance and got plenty of time to rest. By the time she had recovered, she still had a lot on her plate. She had to prove that not only had she recovered and was fit to play, but she also had to prove that she was still the absolute best. She made her comeback on the opening night of the inaugural UEFA Women's Champions League group stage at Hocken on October 5th, 2021. She scored against Paris Saint-Germain just over a month later, ending a 707-day goal drought, and added another 3 minutes later. After roughly half a decade away from the Norwegian national team, she returned with a hat-trick versus Kosovo on April 7th, only months before the UEFA Women's Euro 2022. So, she told everyone that she had not only recovered, but that she was greater than ever before. Her form since her re-entry into football has been absolutely phenomenal, and she's really shown everyone how strong a will that some women have. She is undoubtedly the best in women's football, but with an attitude like hers, it won't be long before she's one of the best in football overall. With so much done since she came back, we can only imagine the heights that she now sees on the horizon. Well, did that inspire you? Let us know in the comments, and remember to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.